It's your last rep on pull-ups, your form breaks, and your chin doesn't even reach the bar, but you still count it as a rep. Well, that's exactly the opposite of how real Soviet athletes trained. In this video, I'll reveal the forgotten Soviet way to finally increase your strength while sharing some actionable steps, so stick till the end. Starting with definition. Soviet training, sometimes called the Russian system, is a science-based approach to building savage strength. Instead of chasing max effort every workout, it focuses on long-term progress, technical mastery, and training with submaximal loads, usually around 70 to 85% of your max. The system relies on structure. Training is organized into phases, exercises are chosen with intention, and recovery is controlled just as carefully as the workouts themselves. Most sessions aren't about pushing limits. They're about perfecting movement and accumulating high-quality volume. Understanding how the Soviet think is a must if you want to finally get stronger. Philosophy. Soviet athletes believe strength is built over time, not tested every single workout. If you try to hit a personal record every week, you might want to rethink that. Max effort and training to failure were avoided on purpose. That's why strength athletes always talk about keeping reps in reserve. This also prevents bad reps, which are actually a silent killer when it comes to building strength. Don't get me wrong, they still trained insanely hard, just not in a way that would destroy their progress. For pull-ups, dips, or push-ups, stopping before failure lets you keep perfect form and actually get stronger over time. They also focused on building base strength first, then power. So progress stacked week by week. It wasn't about ego or looking tough in the gym. It was about consistency and doing reps that actually count. And that makes so much sense. If you try to get 1% better every day, 2 or 3 years later, you're going to become a beast. That's actually how everything works. But now the real question is, how do you actually implement the Soviet mindset and get 1% better every day? Actionable steps. When you train, stop just before failure. For example, if you can do 12 clean pull-ups, stop at 8. If your form starts to break on weighted dips, drop the weight or stop a couple of reps early. Every rep should look strong and controlled. That's how you actually build lasting strength. At first, it's not going to be perfect because you're still understanding what your limit is and how to find your spot, but that's completely normal. If you add small weights each time and progress slowly, you can keep control of the movement and you can ensure your progress is actually going upward. But don't just do that each workout. It's true that Soviet training involves higher frequency, but it's for a good reason because each workout is done with variety. And what I mean is that on day 1, they go for heavy training at 65 to 70% of 1 rep max. On day 2, they use light workouts with lower weight and little more volume. And day 3 might be technique day focusing on slow movement and light weight. The best thing about this is that first, you won't be tired, and second, you'll actually build muscle adaptation. And that's one of the secrets to avoiding plateaus as much as possible. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that in the Soviet training, few exercises should be done because you will have to put so much focus into each. Pick 1 to 2 compound exercises for each muscle group and just focus on implementing and adapting to it. There is no fixed number of reps you should do. It all depends on your workout that day. If you're doing strength at 65 to 70% of your 1 rep max, then 6 to 8 reps is great for strength and preferably close to 3 sets. For lighter days, obviously you do more reps and focus on technique. And I understand the urge to just count bad reps for the sake of progress. But speaking from experience, it doesn't help at all, and it might be even decreasing your progress over time and setting wrong expectations. Train smart, leave reps in reserve, and focus on control, not ego. Over time, this approach will make your weighted calisthenics and bodyweight strength much more sustainable and powerful. The exact method the Soviets used to build elite athletes. If you want to learn how to use Soviet secrets to increase calisthenics endurance, watch this next.